Experiencing the cosmos in mixed reality, a HoloLens galaxy demo.
Some technologies entertain us, some technologies assist us, but a few technologies change the very view of experiencing the reality. What if I tell you, I could place a galaxy right in front of you in this room. You could walk around it. You could feel as if universe has opened a window exclusively for you. No, it's not an imagination, it's mixed reality. Stick with me until the end. I will show you a stunning demo of the galaxy using Microsoft HoloLens. Before that, let's understand virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality, and how these reshape the boundaries between the physical and the digital world. First and foremost is virtual reality. VR takes you out of the real world completely. The moment you wear in a VR headset, you are into a virtual environment. You are transported to a VR environment, which could be a VR game, or it could be a soldier cockpit, or it could be even the surface of a Mars, or it could be a VR classroom. The computer only lets you to see what the computer wants you to see. And you could hear only what is present in the virtual environment. And your hands could interact only with the controller rather than the physical object. And this virtual reality is the most immersive form of digital experiences. It is 100% virtual and 0% real experience. Second one is augmented reality. Augmented reality is one where you have digital elements that is placed on top of the real world environment. In augmented reality, the physical environment that remains as it is. You could see the real environment as it is, but rather you could see a 3D dinosaur on top of your table, or you could place a sofa at the corner of your room, or you could have arrow marks that guide you through the pathway. So, which is nothing but a digital content is placed on top of the virtual environment. So that's what is your augmented reality is about. And considering the major disadvantage of an augmented reality is one, it could not completely interact with the hologram. Rather, it does not understand your room environment. And to overcome this advantage, we move in for mixed reality. The third and the most important feature is the mixed reality. For mixed reality, we are using the Microsoft HoloLenses. The mixed reality blends the virtual and the real world environment. It uses camera and depth sensors to understand the environment that is present inside your room. It calculates the distance between the wall and the flooring, ceiling, and captures the entire object that are present inside the room. So this makes it feasible for the holograms to interact with the real object so that you can feel like the holograms are present right beside you. This is what is mixed reality is about. And before getting into the demonstration of the mixed reality, we are supposed to understand like two important features. One is SLAM, another one is Spatial Mapping. So SLAM is nothing but simultaneous localization and mapping. Imagine yourself into a new room. You're walking into a new room completely blindfolded. So your brain, what it does is, your brain understands your position. It continuously keeps track of the things that are around the environment, as well as it keeps track of your position in the new room. So this is what exactly SLAM does. So SLAM continuously answers me two questions. One is like where exactly you're standing and what does the environment look like. So it keeps track of all the things that is around me and make sure that it maps it sends an updated 3D localization of the image that is present in my environment. So this is what SLAM is about. And then the next one is spatial mapping. Right after figuring out the layout by the SLAM, Spatial mapping, what it does is it reconstructs each and every object that is present in my environment. It reconstructs into a 3D mesh, which is like it identifies the wall behind me, the table beside me, and also it creates the shape of the object that is present right in front of me, be it a computer or a table or whatever object it is. So this is what is the role of a spatial mapping is about. And SLAM and spatial mapping altogether creates an environment so that the holograms does not slide or spike, or it stays in a position so that we can have the real and the virtual world together and we can view it with accurate precision. So now that we have come into the most interesting part, that is the exceptional demonstration of mixed reality, that is the galaxy using Microsoft HoloLens. For this purpose, I would like to call a final year student, Pratish, for the demo.
And the Microsoft HoloLenses, we are supposed to know certain hand gestures. Palm tap for the main menu, air pinch for selecting a distant object, grab and move for grabbing a particular object, and two finger for rotating and resizing. Now we'll get inside the galaxy. As I told you already, mixed reality uses the core technologies of SLAM and spatial mapping, which helps us to identify where you are exactly located and what are
the objects that are present in my environment. It also maps all the objects in my environment, including the table, wall, computers, into a 3D mesh. We are entering inside the galaxy. The highlighted feature of the mixed reality is we could move around the holograms, and it is because of the SLAM and the spatial mapping, the holograms are fixed in the places and aligned to my move so that they are anchored accurately with exact precision.
Our solar system. This familiar representation of our solar system simplifies sizes and distances so that the sun and all of the planets can be easily seen at once. Click the view button above the sun to toggle between this and a more realistic view. Saturn is best known for its beautiful ring system, which is mostly composed of particles of ice as well as rocks and dust. The planet's pale yellow color is due to ammonium crystals in its upper atmosphere. Earth. our home. This planet orbits in what is called the Goldilocks zone, which means that it is just right. What makes it just right is that it's at a distance where water can remain liquid on the surface, which is critical to the formation of life as we know it. At about 4.6 billion years old,
And
the Sun is
here we have the information about the Sun.
more than 100 times the size of Earth. About 5 billion years from now, the Sun will transform into a red giant and expand to engulf Mercury, Venus, and possibly the Earth.
Instead of the usual way of studying from the textbook, we have the solar system right in front of us, inside the laboratory. We can walk around the solar system, and the photographs are interacting with the objects that is present inside the laboratory.
The pillars of creation are clusters of homunculus, literally little man in Latin, is a fitting name for this nebula, which is embedded in the much larger Carina Nebula. An alternate name, the red spade beard, failed to gain much traction.
The future isn't happening in screens anymore, it is happening around us. Thank you.